If your advertising cost is too high right now, when was the last time you looked at your main image? My name is Stephen Pope and I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. In this video, I'm going to walk through a bunch of A/B testing that we've done on my main photos, specifically on my soap products, which has made a major difference on sales and advertising costs. Here's the latest image. This is the one that won all of the tests we're going to go through today. And it's an interesting journey on how we got to this product shot, because we've been testing this like crazy, just always trying to up it to the next level to see how it would affect advertising. Here's an example of one of the tests that we ran. This one's a subtle result, right? Like it's only a 54-46 result here, where you can see this one barely edged out the competition. But showing the box in the shot, still, even if that was only an 8-point difference on the polling, that could be a 1 or 2% conversion rate or a 1 or 2% click-through rate change. So some of these tests, even with a small subtle win, can be very powerful. So we then took this and iterated further. We've tested other types of shots, like, hey, should I put this in a plus sign versus the square shot? And handily, this one won 66-34. One of the nice things about running Pickfu tests, they give you a bunch of comments. And if you're curious, you want to run a test yourself, you can get 50% off by going to pickfu.com/myamazonguy. We'll put the link at the top of the description. Here is one of the more interesting problematic tests. And so this test was not set up by me. This was one of our employees. And they made this mistake. And I think this is a really important thing to talk about when you run A/B tests. You can only pick one variable when you run a test. In this instance, two variables were chosen: the change of the soap locations, but also the labels were taken off on the second shot. And so in this instance, 56-44, like the original shot. And I said, hey, we need to rerun this test, because I'm telling you, if you had just had the labels on, the data would be far, far different. And here is that test proving that. 68-32 completely flipped it on its head from just only testing one single thing. I can only test the layout or the labels, but not both at the same time. Otherwise, your test data is going to get defunct. It's not going to work. It's not going to be the right thing that you're looking for. And so we then rolled this out, and now you can see that on the front end. So we did the eucalyptus plant for the men's soap, and then we did the flower for the fruity scent. And our men's soap is doing considerably better, which is why we're like, hey, how do we compete with the fruity soap to try and make it go to the next level? And we've tried all kinds of things. We've got some really sweet infographics here showing like coconut oil, canola oil, all those things that go in. And look at these nice bar shots. So although the labels are important for the main image to get consumers interested to click on, these are actually hand cut by our warehouse and manufacturer, which we own. And so we wanted to really showcase like how down to earth they are, if you will, and kind of showcase it like that. And it comes in a really nice gift box. So we're trying to showcase that. So it's always a gift that can keep on giving kind of angle with that in mind. Here's a test that we ran where labels won 90-10. Check that out. That's how important some things can be for a main image. And knowing that a main image with labels of the soaps does 90% versus the 10% on the unlabeled ones, that's a huge game changer. Just knowing what doesn't work sometimes, running a test to prove that you're right? So like if you're having, let's say you got a business partner or somebody at your company, you're like, hey, I think we should do this. They think we should do this. Just run the test, see what happens, because then it shuts down that conversation, gives you a data point. So let's go back to the winner of the test, which is the flower shot, right? And let's read a few of these comments, because it's kind of interesting. This one makes me think that it's going to smell very good like flowers, right? Right there, boom, very insightful, right? I'm submitting an insightful upvote for them in Pickfu here. And it does give you some context. Like the people that don't like the flower shot, they're going to be like, oh, it covers up the product, right? Like, because it covers up the soap bars. The flower is hiding soap B, which makes it less transparent option, right? Well, it's not about transparency in a main image, though. It's about, can you click on it, right? Because the transparency comes on the listing when you can look at all of the additional details. Like clearly they're going to have a close-up shot showing everything in a secondary image, so it can make up for that. So it's really not a concern point for me. So when we go back here, let's keep reading a few of these. I like the display with the flowers out in the front. Not very insightful. The layout is organized and pretty. It's attractive to look at. The flower looks attractive, more attractive. The word attractive 3 times in a row, 3 comments in a row, all using that language there. I really like the presentation, displayed in an appealing manner, presented, bit of color, eye-catching, right? So like this clearly is a better image shot. And these adjectives that keep coming up, presentation, artistic, creative, balanced, professional, visual, right? These are all really, looks fancier, all adjectives that are insightful for why an arrangement, putting out the flower, can be very helpful. Really like the flowers in front of it. You can see more of it, and the flowers are there. Classy. So nice touch to it, as they say. So if you're working on your PPC and you're wondering, oh man, my costs are too high, what else can I do? Typically speaking, it might actually be easier to go rework the main image of your product, just like we showed you in today's video. And it might even be cheaper, considering it takes like $50 to run a Pickfu test, versus you could spend hundreds of dollars or thousands of dollars on your advertising, testing different segmentations. And of course, you should have all of these different segmentations set up. You should be testing sponsored products, auto campaigns, video, display, the very long list of things that we could talk about on ad types. But sometimes it's not the problem with the ad or the keyword. Sometimes when the consumer clicks on your ad, but they don't see or feel like they have what they were seeking, they don't buy the product, which means it's a conversion problem, not a traffic issue or a CTR click-through rate issue. And that's a pretty big game changer. So my name is Stephen Pope. I'm the founder of My Amazon Guy. For more videos like this, hit that subscribe button or check out this next video here.